No, so basically,
Steve. Good. Look for it. So, welcome everyone to the Undercard Arena Birmingham, ahead of what's going to be a huge weekend of boxing on BT Sport. Live on Saturday night at 7:30 with a 9 champion, 3 British title fights, plus the return of Anthony Yarde, Nathan Heaney, Liam Davis. We'll speak to these guys later today. And then on Sunday, big night on BT Sport box office, we have Jake Paul versus Tyrone Woodley. On the undercard, you have Queensbury's own Daniel Dubois and Tommy Fury. So before we speak to Sam Maxwell, Ennis Brown, just a few words from Francis about the show on Sunday. Good opportunity for Daniel Dubois and Tommy Fury.
Absolutely. Good afternoon, everyone, and thanks for joining us today. Just go to Daniel and Tommy's opportunity in the States on Sunday night, live on BT Sports box office. We all know the machine that Jake Paul has turned into, and I think that the exposure that he's getting out in the States is going to benefit Daniel and Tommy's opportunities over there, and in the States, being on his own card on Sunday. It's a great experience for both the guys. Daniel, obviously, is thereabouts at world level, and we'll be looking to continue to improve upon his comeback fight after obviously his disappointment against Joe Joyce. However, he's got a bit of a tough fight. I think if he's not at the race on Sunday, then he might run into some problems. Being away from home, it's a new experience for him, so he's got to really be on top of his game. Hopefully we'll come back to the UK on Monday or Tuesday with a W. Tommy as well, he's continuing to build his profile in the States, and this is again only going to enhance that.
So before we get there, obviously we've got Saturday night to deal with. Huge fight. Beside me, I've got the British and Commonwealth Lightweight champion. To your left, you've got Sam Maxwell. What do you make of this fight? It's a good one, right?
Absolutely fantastic fight. I think you've got two guys who both unbeaten. Sorry, I've got to start that one again. Both unbeaten, and I think we've got two very contrasting styles to look forward to on Saturday night. Obviously, Keem's 14-0 with the 1 stoppage, and I think if I remember right, I think it's the 3rd to 7 rounds in his last 4 fights. So in terms of the amount of experience he's got behind him, it's a tremendous amount. On the other hand, we've got Sam, who's 15-0 with 11 stoppages, certainly known to finish quite quickly. So in terms of contrasting styles, the old adage of styles make fights, I think this one is remarkable.
You know the thing about super lightweights, you manage and promote Jeremiah Ponce, who recently beat Lewis Rickson. What's next for the winner of this fight? The British Commonwealth, what will be next for them?
I think you just got to, they don't want to look past each other. I think very much they've got to focus on each other. Sam's obviously, he's the WBO European champion. He's making headway up the WBO rankings, and I'm sure if it doesn't go Sam's way, then the King will be looking to take that ranking from Sam. So it's about building momentum, pushing up world rankings. But Saturday is all about the British and Commonwealth title. So it really is. We're going to really find out who the best fighters in the Britain and Commonwealth are. At this way, that's just below that world level. But obviously, if whoever comes out the top is can truly say that they are not even for a world level.
Currently, the man with those belts is Ennis Brown Sam next to me right now. You raised the tensions a little bit for this fight, the name calling, talking about Sam's misses, the pushing, the shoving, all that went on. Is that a tactic to get in his head, or do you just not like it?
No, I just have fun during the game and doing my job. So that.
Would you respect, because obviously in the press conference, one of the things you said was that his best wins aren't as good as they thought. You said Parker, you beat him. You said Joe Hughes was a shallow, Joe Hughes, but do you respect him, obviously? He's your challenger, he's undefeated. What do you think about Sam Maxwell?
I respect everyone. Anytime one needs to get to the ring, I respect it. It's taking a lot to do what we do. So yeah, of course I respect Sam Maxwell. But on your question, I don't think the record is as good as mine. No, I don't think any other record is a superior record. And I think that's the fact that we all know it.
Obviously, I've seen a few interviews with yourself where you said you are Britain's most avoided champion. Do you think making a statement this weekend, 2 undefeated fighters, retaining your titles, do you think that gives you a platform to go on and get the fights you think you deserve?
I just done what I should do. A lot of fights before I fought would put me in that thing, and I somehow still keep being avoided. Since we're the titles, I've got a lot more than what it is, so I'm happy with that. If I keep on going, then I should keep getting more what it is. Yeah.
Obviously, Harrington's record, you're both undefeated, but I believe on your record it's 1 knockout. On Sam's it's 11. Do you worry about his power? Is that going to come into play on Saturday night?
No, I'm excited. I love it having the sport, so it gets me yeah, let's go. Pretty sure what I'm about.
And do you think your style, do you think you have the style to nullify what Sam brings to the table?
I've got to start like any fight, so that we can career. For sure.
Well, throw it over to Sam. Does he have the style to nullify him on Saturday night?
No, everything that he brings to the table I've seen before. Like I've had tons of experience in the amateurs, and I feel like I'm also like as a pro as well. So yeah, I've seen it before, and I'm sure that I found a way to deal with it.
This is sort of in many ways a new experience for you. We're used to seeing Sam Maxwell cool, calm, collected, maybe doing goofy stuff on videos that go viral on the internet. But you've got an opponent now that has tried to get under your skin. Will that affect you on Saturday night?
No, I was prepared for it, to be honest. And I knew what kind of character he is. I called him a clown, but I think he just up on today. But yeah, it's not something under my skin. I think I'm more under his skin.
Obviously, you're the Queensbury fighter. This show, you're sitting in the away end. In many ways, I think a lot of people expect a King to go on and maybe win this fight. Do you think you're being underestimated with your amateur experience? You've actually got one more pro fight than the King. Do you think you're being underestimated going into this fight?
Yeah, I think the same against Joe Hughes and a few of my fights, but in the amateurs as well, like we go up against world champions and elite level people, and yeah, it's fine being the underdog, just brings the best out of me. So I like it. I like that. I'm the underdog. People look at him as a great champion, and this will bring the best out of me.
Obviously, you're confident going into Saturday. What is it you're going to be looking out for? What does he bring that you've got to be wary of?
Everything to the table. And yeah, it's a fight life.
I feel like he's a weak man, a very weak man. I don't think his record stays for it all. He's got no power. There's nothing he can do that's going to trouble me. So I feel look at me in the eyes. On Saturday night, I'm gonna knock you out, like spark out. That's what's going to happen. You 100%. Please, that's what you're saying. 100%. I think that's happening.
You believe that? You have to see the
That's what happened to me.
Obviously, I was about to say this, the light on the last one, but we're starting to turn the corner now. Obviously, you scared Jeff Sarney off to America. He wouldn't be here today because he was scared of what was happening between the two of you. Is it going to explode on Saturday, or are you going to be able to keep that cool head and keep it professional?
It can be up, regardless. It can be up. That's the main fact. However, it can be knocked down, but he knows it, and he knows if you sit, honestly sits and be.
You definitely up on our eye. On five first time.
I don't get to grip on but you ain't hungry.
I'm just saying, I'm weak for like, back to play, you'll get last week, it'll be like,
Kim said that if he wins, he sees it as his platform to go on and get the fights that he deserves. If you were to win, become British Commonwealth champion, what does that mean to you? Is that the dream achieved, or is there more to go from Sam Maxwell?
It's definitely a dream achieved. We won this since I started watching on TV and seeing the British title. But yeah, I think it opens up a lot of opportunities after this fight as well. But this is a dream come true in the British Commonwealth.
And the difference is the dream, the British title. I've way in the past the British. I've always seen myself on the world level, but I'm the great great fighters ever. You only see the top on this one.
Gonna be a minor blip in history. The
greatest thing is going to be losing to me a great fighter. And remember this, people write that down. That will be the final thing in his whole career. Yeah, you know the final thing. Remember that. Write it down. We'll come back to that. Because you're going to see these titles. But you're going to see these titles. You ready? Good. Really. Really ready about it.
Can I ask you both individually? I think you probably already hinted. The King. What happens on Saturday? How does the fight go?
Punch him up all day long. Literally.
How are you going to do it?
I'm going to punch you up all day long. How are you going to do it?
I'm going to knock your sparks out.
People don't think you believe that. But me, I know I'm going to beat you up all night long.
How?
I'm not fun you said how I'm going to do that. I'm not fun you beating you up and just wait and see what's coming away.
Well, Sam, you called him a clown. He said he's going to have fun beating you up. Do the jokes stop on Saturday night? How do you think it goes?
Yeah, I think the jokes stop tonight because you know, I just want to get one place out of the way and just really focus on the fight then. But yeah, I see myself heading the key, and I'm looking forward to doing it.
Excellent. I mean, we're going to do face-offs in a second, but finally, I was going to talk to Francis quickly. I know you said this is an exciting fight. What do you think the fans are looking forward to on Saturday for this one?
Well, I mean, just to repeat yourself, but it's the contrasting styles. But also, I mean, for me, Sam, you know, in the last two fights, it's gone up from the distance of the last two. The last 8 rounds, I know that was an advantage to Ben Fields, but I mean, you have to really stay focused and switch on for that fight. Joe Q is former European champion, and the Frenchman Severi. I mean, you know, if you want to talk about someone staying focused and switched on to the very last opportunity to finish a fight, that's the fight you have to watch. So,
and I think that's what's going to happen with Keem. You'll have to switch on from round 1 to round 12.
and you know, I want to come back to Keem's skill set. You know, you can't deny it. He's a very talented, technical, very good fighter. So you've got a very intriguing fight here. And you know, I don't think you'll see Sam Maxwell going headhunting. It's not about trying to take Keem out of his switch on focus. And if that's happening, you know, I'm sure it'll be up. I think he'll build up to Sam. And obviously, that's prove I'm wrong and defend his title. So it's a great fight. Good luck to both guys.
That's a great record on transfer. He had really fought them, especially in the last 6 fights. My last 6 fights, I fight what I've had. My record with him was my last 99 wins, but different loss. My last 63 wins, 100 losses. What the heck? Come on, people, let's be real now. Let's be real.
Why will you come on? You're reading the script. You come there. There you see, you got a script. He's got a script.
His last 6 quarters, 100 losses. My last 6 quarters, 15 losses. Come on, be real. He's not on the level. He's not on the level. I'm gonna show you what this. Come Saturday. Get ready, man. Get ready. Right.
I'll take the good talk.
I think they're talking.
You got to more to go. You got to more.
You they were there. I said, can't fool. You got to be alright. Really cool. You got talent and all the best followers. Why not record, right? Sam, do you think you have a better record than me? Let's have that. Do you think you have a better record than me?
My 15 low, 11 knockouts back before you know
Who knocked out? Do you think you have a better record than me?
my 15 11 KOs. That's a better record than you.
Francis, do you think you have a better record than me?
Absolutely.
You think better record than me?
Absolutely.
Shouldn't write it up, right?
You got one. No one's watch you. You got one knockout, mate, from my first roll of ring. That's no one to see that, mate. You got Frankfurt for the heyday. You were trying to build a market, he pulled out. So we managed to pay it. Bought some nice new suit. Still found.
Would you be down right now? Who would you be fighting? Would you have a fight? You're ready to go.
I'm done the old European champion, ranked top 10 in the world. What are you about? Because I want to win your title. I want to win these titles.
Once you come get this point, I know every GB person I know here, they really want to do something great. Why they holding you back? Why they holding you back?
Holding me back. I'm a WBO European champion. 10 in the world. How's that holding me back?
You don't know what that means.
But where do you want to go? Where do you want to go? Would you like to be top 10 in the world?
You want to be top 10 in the world?
Yeah.
Bro, I fought people who have been top 10. I fought top 10 fighters. How many times?
So why saying then the European? That's how you get there. Everyone forget there.
I didn't care about fighting great fighters, being great fighters, and great fighters. I don't care about fighting. Rank for what, bro? You got ranked.
So you think I'm a great fighter?
Rank for what?
Right.
I think we're going to do
I think everyone said what they need to say. We're going to speak to
I was on this way as well.
Anthony and John will stop in a second. I'm going to get out of the way because I'm not as brave as Francis, but I think we're going to do a face off out the front and then we'll move on.
We're going to do it behind the table, right? All right.
Shut up, you talk, man, bro. You talk, man. Get it. Watch it. No talking, but you can talk right now. You know what's actually on. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? If your heartbeat right now, go ahead. You don't bring up shut up, man. You know, you're doing shit, bro. You're doing shit. What can you do? What can you do? You know, bitch, you're pussy, bro. That's my pussy, bro. That's my pussy. What? And your heartbeat, shut up.
Based from that,
Yeah. I'm gonna do it, man. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna punch you and switch up all over the place. I can't wait. I can't wait. Like, oh, man, you could have done it. You could have done it. You could have done it. You go back down to English level. That's what you can do. You don't even get English. You don't have anything English. English on why you do what? Yes, I'm not looking at you, bro. You see old man. Shut the eye, bro. It's gonna be great. Can't wait. Can't wait.
right, Leon and Anthony, one more now. Right, we go again. Francis, I'm going to come to you if you've recovered from that. Another British title fight. This time we've got the champion Anthony Yarde versus the challenger Leon Woodstock. This one feels like it's been scheduled and cancelled more times than the COVID holiday. We're here. Are you excited for it?
Absolutely. I mean, it's one of those fights. Guys, keep down, please. Thanks. You know, it's been made and rescheduled, as you said, quite a few times. Obviously, I think the original date for this was March 2020, and then a few bits and pieces have happened along the way. But finally, we're here, and I think it's a great fight. Again, it's you know, two very, very tough men, so they're going to be in the ring to face each other on Saturday night. And two guys that have been out of the ring for about the same time as each other. Obviously, Anthony had a terrific performance against Sam Bowen to win the title, and Leon had you know, just a comeback fight after a disappointing night against Barrett. But you know, they're both sure they're taking this massive opportunity. Great show.
You mentioned they've both been out in the ring for a similar amount of times. I'm going to start with Anthony. It's been a while since we've seen you.
Yes,
November 2019. Do you worry come Saturday that you might be a little rusty going into this one?
absolutely not. I've been boxing for 20 years. It's like it comes second nature to me. It's like, you know, it's like going to work. It's easy. I mean, not at all. I mean, I'm well used to this. big stage. I'm just ready to go.
That's my next question is going to be: are you excited to be back back in the ring, right?
I can't wait. Fight with everyone's looking out there. You know, it's bad luck after bad luck, but Nas here. It's happened from home. It's been very hard. I'm ready for everything that it's got to bring.
Most fighters had a sort of adjustment and readjustment period during COVID where they fought with fans, then they'll fight without fans, and now they have to adjust being back in front of fans. You've actually missed all that. Did you find it difficult keeping yourself fresh throughout 2 years off?
No, I didn't. Again, it's like job. I train every day. Obviously I take a wee break between now and again, but I mean, no, it's just again second nature. Boxing, that's all I know. It's all I've done over the years. No problem at all.
Obviously, you won the British title in your last fight against Sam Maxwell in this very arena. Does that give you an advantage coming into this fight, being back in the same place?
No, not really, but it feels good to be back here. It's a great city, and it's actually the same hotel and all the same surroundings. But I'd say it would be more for Leon. I think Leon's lives down the street. It's not too far away from here. So, I mean, I travel to Belfast. I don't get fixed in Belfast. I'm always having to travel, and I would be good to get home and do some things.
I did see a previous head-to-head interview you did with Leon, I think before one of the rescheduled days.
Yeah.
You said this was going to be an all-out war, and obviously we speak to you today, you're very calm, very polite. How do you see yourself in that warrior mode? Is this going to be meet in the middle and go to war?
I do what I want with him, whatever I want. He can bring whatever he wants, but I know I say to see, but he can bring up what's previous legacy, and like he has changed drastically and improved, and he's a completely different fighter. I know what they expect of him. Fight him, I can box him, I'll do what I want. I respect him, and I respect the things that they'll like every other fighter, but I'm ready. I know people.
The press conference a couple of weeks ago, you were in Spain, obviously, because you were over in Belfast. Leon said to Dev then that this was his judgment day. This was where he finds out about himself.
Yeah.
Are you ready for someone that committed to this?
Absolutely. Everyone, like me, he's had opportunities before, and he knows it. And he knows that he has to bring everything and do everything he can. I know that. So, 100%, bring it all.
So I guess the question before I move on to Leon, how do you see this fight ending on Saturday?
Me winning. It doesn't matter what way, whether I knock him out. But one thing that I know for sure is that I've got the power previously. So I've also got the boxing skills to box for 12 rounds. But in a boxing win.
An Apache win. I know one man in the room who might disagree with that. There we go. Leon, you've spoken in quite strong terms about, like I say, this being your judgment day, about the commitment you've got going into this fight. Do you think that gives you an edge, willing to lay it all on the line in this fight?
I don't think it gives me an edge in a sense. Many fighters that have had the same mentality going into fights. I'm saying? And not came out like to answer your question, I'd say my mindset of what I envision in my head and what I've been working on, what I've been doing, I'm more than confident. I'm more than confident that I'm going to take this with you.
So you've actually been out the ring longer than Anthony. You were June 2019, he was November 2019. Anthony says he's not worried about ring rust. Are you?
I don't really believe in the whole idea of ring rust. Fighters, both of them. My mind is like it's a tribal thing. It's my tribe against his tribe. As I've already said in previous interviews, I respect him as a warrior and as a gladiator, because that's what we are today, Muay gladiators. And on that night, that's what you're going to see, the two tribes going to come together when we go to.
Obviously, in your last fight, you lost a decision to Zalfa Barrett. Is that out of your mind now? Is this a fresh start, or are you something to prove on Saturday?
I don't really feel like I had anything to prove apart from myself. And the loss to Zalfa, that thing happened, you know what I'm saying? Like, I believe we exist to experience the good, the bad, the highs, the lows, and that's what grows your character, you know what I mean? So that was just another part of the story on my journey. So it's all good.
I mean, you speak about your journey, I've heard you speak about that before, and in boxing circles, you are sort of known as a deep thinker. You spoke about your spiritual journey before, after your loss to Zalfa. Have you thought about what comes next if you're to win this fight? What's the next step on your journey?
I think I've already answered this in the interview. I think I ain't fought further than 28. Like people ask me like, what you doing after? What do you see yourself doing? Who do you want to fight? And like, hand on my heart, I've not fought past 28 because that's my final day. That's judgment day to me. You know what I mean? So I ain't fought further than that. It's everything. You know what I mean? All or nothing.
So on the 28th, on Saturday, spoke to Anthony Yarde. He said, where he sees ending is he wins. In every which way he thinks he beats
I
you.
wouldn't expect him to say anything less. You know what I mean? He's a fighter. You know what I mean? We've all fight, we've all got honor. Well, I say all, most of us do. You know what I mean? But he's a man that would work. You know what I mean? He said, he actually messaged me on Instagram. We spoke after the last time at the fight got made, and he was like, yo, regardless of what happens, we will step in the ring together. You know what I mean? And he's a man who's working, you know what I mean? We'll get in the ring Saturday. I respect that.
That's going to be my next question. I was going to ask, do you respect the fact that as the champion, he's waited around for this fight in the same way you have?
So listen, if any two fighters in this game have gone through so many trials and tribulations, it's me. So to get in the ring and to compete for such a prestigious title, you know what I mean, and to share the ring with another great fighter, as I see myself as a great fighter, it's just going to be blessing, man. And it's going to be a great fight and very fan favorite.
It's time for trilogy as well.
Well, I'm with that.
Obviously, you're very excited to get in the ring. We've discussed how it's been a while for both of you. He says he sees a win. The stupidest question in boxing, but I presume you see the win for yourself as well.
Of course, I want to put myself through the stuff I put myself through. I use my body every single day, you know what I mean, to become the man that I am. And yo, I wouldn't be doing that if I wasn't seeing my hand getting raised at the end.
Do you want to tell people how you're going to win?
By being myself.
So we're going to do a face-off with these two again in a minute. I want to come back to Francis one more time. Another British title fight, another exciting fight. Two people that seem raring to go. You know both these guys really well. Tell people at home why they should buy a ticket, why they should watch on BT Sport.
Well, I mean, they've got the utmost respect for each other, and I think you'll see that in the real Saturday. Not that it will be a timid affair. I think you'll see two warriors. I think at quite different stages of their career as well. I think Leon, he says he'll take prove himself, but he's stepped up a couple of times and it's not gone his way. And I think it's another opportunity for him to show that he should be at this level and kick it on. I think Anthony, it was a great win against Sam Bowen to win the title, and if he beats Leon, I think he's clear up. It's domestic level, we're looking on the door for European and get onto world rankings. So two guys at very, very different stages of career, but in the same vein, very, very close to each other. I think it's a very intriguing fight in terms of in that respect. But for me, two guys waited around to fight and to box each other to prove who's the best. I don't think you can sum it up better than either of the both guys. I said they respect each other, but they're going to go to war. That's what fight fans want to see.
Exactly that. So another great fight on BT Sport on Saturday night. These two are now going to face off, and then we're going to bring up Anthony Yarde. Behind the tables again, guys.
Behind the table.
Face forward, please, guys.
Thank you. Sunday. And Nick, do you want to go next, Francis?
Is that Alex?
No.
We don't want to say. Well, I'm going to be promotions.
Right, I've been starting with Francis a lot, but I think as we've got the beast back, we'll start with Anthony Yarde. Same question I've asked everyone else. You've got the exciting back out, right?
Definitely. For me, the main piece of excitement is having fans back. Having some sort of guys in the like the same footsteps and your confidence back. I'm looking forward to it.
You fought twice without fans, Dex Bauman and Lyndon Arthur.
Yeah.
Do you think that affected your performance or not? Was it just more of an experience thing for you? You prefer the fans?
I don't know. To be honest, I don't know. Once you get looking at the crowd definitely does play a part. When I saw Josh Lawrence fight before Mexican, he's one of the people that's edge on the ground. A lot of boxers anyway, when we get to the ring, it's about entertainment. So we hear the crowd roaring or we see people and it just gives you that little bit of enjoyment. But as I said, I'm happy to have the family.
You were due back out in, I think it was July, and then a dental issue we had to postpone that fight.
Yeah.
You're all good now, back to 100%?
Back to business.
So how's training going? Obviously, since people last saw you in the ring, you've added someone to the camp. You've got James Cook in, which we've still got Sunday. How is training going?
Training is actually fantastic. Just little tweaks here and there, trying to elevate the game. And we'll see how it's all working at final.
Sunday as well. For you, as a trainer, you obviously saw Anthony lose a very close decision last time out. Slight changes to the camp. How do you see Anthony now? Is he as committed as he ever been? Is training different, or is it the same as usual?
Well, firstly, thank you for coming.
As a professional.
It's Anthony's always been dedicated to the sport of boxing, right from even when he was an amateur, and I was training 18 months before he turned professional. And so his work ethic has never changed. It's always been the same. He really does, aspire to be a great fighter. Having James in the team has added to everything, including myself. For the longest, it's just been myself as really the head honcho, and learning myself. But having James with that experience, I think it's invaluable. He's great. I learned from him and Anthony gel very well. James is doing a good job as well, which is great for us because
Entertainment based camp, you'll be happy, you'll be enjoying yourselves.
absolutely, and at the same time, be serious to us. So having James, you can't buy borrow if you tend to have experience. And James,
Just go back to you, Anthony, because obviously we spoke about your camps are fun. People go to the gym and they see Anthony Yarde, they see Sunday, they see everyone having a nice time. Is that still the case coming off the loss, or is the mentality changed in any way?
Absolutely. If you don't enjoy your job, then you need to find something else to do. So when I go to the gym, I've always been a certain character, and I like to have fun, even spinning the street. I laugh and joke, and the serious side as well. So it's just switching. You go through your training camps, you laugh and you joke, and there's a time when you're serious. But all the time I enjoy my job.
You say all the time you enjoy your job. Unfortunately, in professional sports, sometimes losses happen. In your last fight, you lost a very close decision to Lyndon Arthur. Is that still the fight that sits in you that you want to get back? You need to get that win back?
For me, the focus is that, and you've seen it time and time again in boxing, when people overlook their opponents or they start thinking about things. I'm fighting this up. It's not going down right now itself, it's like I'm fighting Sunday.
you do that every day.
Right now, I'm fighting the Southpaw, it's from very far. We've got a decent record, so that's not only focus on.
I guess the other thing that can affect a fighter's mentality is not just necessarily a loss, but also getting older. And happy birthday, by the way, for the other week. I saw that you turned 30.
Leo season.
Does that change your mentality? Does that force you to reassess your goals as you start to get a little bit older? Still in your prime, obviously.
No, I just see it as it's just another year of experience, wiser, head on my shoulders, and yeah, just continue the journey.
Francis, I guess Anthony, as a professional, he's got to look to the next fight. You're the promoter, you can have a sort of long-term vision for these things. I don't think I'm shocking anyone to say that the date that's currently scheduled is October the 9th, Arthur versus Yarde 2. Is that the one you think is the big one, the one we need to get to?
Well, of course, it's a massive fight. Obviously, Anthony has to get Saturday done and dusted. But obviously, yeah, I mean, Anthony has been contracted. That's the date that we are focusing on trying to get on. We're the two guys being well and good, fit and ready to go. The contract's got the board, so that is the fight that's made and the contract is ready to go.
Back to Sunday. Anthony, not looking past Saturday. Francis says October the 9th, we want to get it on. From a trainer's perspective, how hard is it to juggle those, and a manager's perspective, how hard is it to juggle those priorities where you know you've got the headline fight on the horizon, but you've got a dangerous guy on Saturday, 15 knockouts on his record. He can punch, he can fight. How hard is that for you?
Well, it's not hard at all. You just said it. He's a dangerous guy, 15 guys, or 15 KOs. And I've always said it from the beginning. We as a trainer, you have to focus on one thing at a time. It is, I'll be lying to say that, Mark is not in our head. But in terms of the training, the preparation, the focus every day, it's attitude. And I feel that after this fight, on Sunday, maybe after the fight, then we deal with the next fight. But as far as we're concerned, Saturday is the date of the night, and we have to deal with that in the exclusive fashion.
So on Sunday, Tunde starts preparing for Arthur versus Yarde. As he says, Saturday it is Anthony Yarde back in the ring with Alex Duran. Is the entertainer back? Can the fans look forward to an explosive performance, a big knockout? Is it back to business?
Absolutely. I'm looking forward to the fans. When I started boxing, that was one of the reasons I started boxing. The atmosphere, the scene, the excitement and entertainment. Somebody else. That was the way forward. And again, it's
Back to business and we finish these things with face off. I'm sure they want to face off. So but before we get there, just on Saturday night, obviously we spoke to Catchy Woodstock, we've spoken to Ennis Brown Maxwell, and we've got Ijaz Ahmed here, he'll fight Casey Demi, British title fight. Nathan Heaney's back with 1,600 fans in tow. Lil Davis is back. Ethan James, Ezra Taylor, George Barnes, Willow Hayden. This is a great show, right?
Terrific show. I mean, 3 British title fights in Anthony Yarde. That's not worth tuning in for a fight. I don't know what it is. Plus, you've got 1,600 stokers in Fulton Jones here. So it's going to be a fantastic night. I'm just, I'm really proud of my Midlands. Some of the guys that we've got on our roster that aren't on this show, Zach, Brad, and Lennox as well. Really talented guys on here. And I think Saturday's just it's going to be fantastic to have that many fans back in the arena again. And they're all for a great night, great treat, and especially looking forward to seeing this man back in the ring as well. I think he's itching to get going again, and can't wait to see him back.
If you like boxing, if you like knockouts, or if you like the Southern Island, tune in BT Sport 1, 7:30 Saturday night. Thank you very much. Yeah, thank you. One with you and then Zach. The picture with Francis on your hands. I'm sure one will be.
How do you make these guys? All right. And just looking your plug. Hands up, please. Good, mate. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.